You've always wanted to learn violin, haven't you?
It's a common thought, but the truth is it's not too late at all.
That's exactly what we need. I love how this guide goes straight to the heart of the matter.
Absolutely.
And then there's the one that gets me. It's just too hard.
That's what makes the guide so refreshing.
Wait, so even as adults, our brains are still capable of learning new things.
Absolutely.
That gives me a whole new perspective.
And those are just the ones we hear about.
You know what? That's a really powerful way to look at it. Okay, so we're convinced it's not too late.
It does, and I appreciate that.
It's easy to get caught up in those fantasies of playing beautiful concertos.
That's where those realistic expectations are so crucial.
That's such a relief.
It's crucial.
So no grabbing the tiniest violin and hoping for the best.
Unfortunately, it's not quite that simple.
Makes sense. Now, what about all the other essentials the guide mentions? Rosin, shoulder rests, tuners. Are these really that important?
They might seem like minor details.
It's all about setting yourself up for success, isn't it?
It's exactly.
Okay, we've got the right mindset, a comfortable violin, and we've even carved out some practice time, but now what? It's time to actually make some music. What does the guide say about those first steps?
It dives into the world of techniques and repertoire. But don't worry, we won't be dissecting vibrato just yet.
Phew, that's a relief. So where do we start?
The guide stresses the importance of those foundational techniques that are essential for any beginner proper posture. How to hold the violin and bow, and where to place your fingers on the strings.
It's like building a house. You need that solid foundation before you can even think about hanging pictures or moving in. Speaking of moving in, I'm really curious about the repertoire. I'll admit I skimmed ahead to that section and I was pleasantly surprised.
What I love is that the guide recommends starting with familiar tunes, things like nursery rhymes, folk songs, even simple classical themes.
Wait, you mean I can finally live out my dream of playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on the violin?
Yeah, absolutely can. And that familiarity is key, especially in the beginning. It makes practice so much more enjoyable when you're playing tunes you already know and love.
That makes so much sense. It's about building confidence and a positive association with playing right, instead of getting bogged down in something completely foreign.
Exactly. It's about celebrating those small victories and finding joy in the process. But of course, we can't shy away from note reading forever.
That's the part that always intimidated me. All those symbols and lines. It's like a secret code.
I hear you. It can feel overwhelming at first. But here's how I like to think about it. Learning to read music is like learning a new language. Each note on the page represents a specific pitch on the violin, and those squiggly symbols tell you how long to hold each note.
So it's not just about memorizing finger positions, it's about actually understanding the language of music. That's pretty amazing.
It is. And the guide does a great job of breaking it down step by step, starting with basics of note names, rhythms, and musical symbols. But let's be honest, the biggest challenge for many of us is staying motivated, especially when those inevitable plateaus hit.
Oh, absolutely. Those moments where you feel stuck, like you're not making any progress, can be so discouraging. What does the guide suggest for those times when our motivation starts to waver?
It circles back to the importance of playing music. You enjoy choosing repertoire that excites you. Makes a huge difference. They also suggest recording yourself as you practice.
Ah, I love that. There's something so satisfying about hearing yourself improve over time, even if it's just a tiny bit.
It's incredibly motivating. And remember those late bloomer musicians we talked about. The guide also highlights the benefits of joining adult ensembles like community orchestras or fiddle clubs.
Oh, that's a fantastic idea. Not only do you get that built-in accountability, but you also get to share your love of music with others.
And let's not forget, the power of community learning an instrument can be challenging, and having a supportive group to share that journey with is invaluable. Finally, the guide stresses something crucial. Expect plateaus. It's completely normal to hit a wall in your progress from time to time.
It's so easy to get discouraged when that happens, but it's a reminder that learning any new skill is a journey, not a race.
Exactly. It's about embracing the ups and downs, knowing that even when you feel stuck, you're still making progress.
This entire deep dive has been so insightful. It's completely changed my perspective on learning violin as an adult. It's not about being a prodigy, it's about embracing the challenge, finding joy in the process, and celebrating those small victories along the way. So tell us, what's your Everest? What song would you conquer if you could pick up a violin and play it right now?
I'd love to hear from you. Share your dream violin solos with us on social media, and who knows, maybe this deep dive will inspire you to dust off that old violin case, or finally take the plunge and sign up for those lessons. You never know where that first Twinkle Twinkle Little Star might lead.